Tina Valiant here. Today, I'm going to talk to you about 99.9% of the time, it's not personal. So, in real estate, we take it so personal when we are texting one of our clients and they're not responding. Or maybe we meet somebody in an open house and we set up their search, we text them, we call them, we email them, and we don't hear anything for a period of time. And then we're like, oh no, they didn't like me. 99.9% of the time, it's not personal. So you have to look at it this way. You have no idea what's going on in their life. You don't know. Maybe something bad happened to them. Maybe they got home and they realized, you know what, we should not buy a home right now. We'll just keep their information and we'll contact them later. And then you keep texting them and calling them and emailing them. Now, does that mean you shouldn't call them, text them, email them? No, it just means you have no idea what's going on in their life. Another thing, let's say you call a team member, you call a broker, you call another agent, and they don't get back to you right away. This even spills into your personal life. Okay, you have friends and you text them or you call them and they don't get back to you. And all of a sudden you're sitting there creating all of these stories in your head that just really aren't real. 99.9% of the time, it has nothing to do with you. And I can't stress that enough. So last year, I had some clients that very responsive. Okay, I would send them properties. They would look at them. They would let me know, yes, I want to see that. No, I don't want to see that. So one day I went on a showing with them and there was a few things that kind of went wrong. For instance, the highway was closed down and it took me an extra 15 minutes to get there. So of course I called them and I let them know, you know what, I apologize. The highway is closed down. I'm going to be running a little bit late today. And I am so sorry that I'm going to be late. So I get there, we proceed with the showing. We do everything that we normally do. They have their clipboard, they're writing their notes, and this crazy neighbor walks in. And she's walking around the home and I'm like, excuse me, can I help you with something? And she goes, oh, well, I'm a neighbor and we're actually renting and we've always wondered what this home looked like. We'd like to find out a little bit more information about it. I'm like, okay, that's wonderful. Can you wait until I'm finished with my clients here to take a look at it? And then I can absolutely show it to you. Of course, she was like, no, I'm just going to go ahead and walk through. And she just took off and started walking through the home. I'm like, okay, this is great. That's just great. Long story short, I reach back out to my clients. They love the home. Reach back out to them the next day. Hey, so I know you guys needed 24 hours to think about it. What are your thoughts? Please let me know. I don't hear back from them. I don't hear back from them the next day. I don't hear back from them a week later. Still nothing. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to let it go. Obviously, they didn't like that home. That's fine. But of course, in my head, because me, even being in the business 21, 22 years, I still get this in my head too. I have to remind myself on a regular basis that it's not personal. So I'm sitting there creating all these stories in my head, like maybe they were upset that the neighbor came walking through. Maybe they were upset that I was late. I've never been late before. Maybe they decided they don't like me. I've been working with these people for a while, but these are the stories that I'm creating in my head. And I'm like losing sleep over this because I'm so concerned that all of a sudden these people don't like me. Well, I send them more properties. I get nothing, no response. Now, most agents at this point would be like, well, I guess I lost them. Like, they don't like me anymore. So I'm going to move on. But your feelings are hurt because you've built a relationship with these people. So a little while goes by. And I'm like, you know what? It's been like 2 months. I'm going to send them a couple of homes and just do a temperature check and see what's going on. All of a sudden, I get an email back from her. And she says, I'm so sorry I haven't responded to you. We need to catch up. We need to touch base. Wonderful. So I email her back. Great. When's a great time to talk? Nothing. Crickets. So I text her. Hi, it's Tina. You had sent me an email that we need to catch up. I hope everything's okay, which I had sent her a few emails along the way saying, I hope you're okay. It's not like you to respond to me. Not respond to me, and nothing. I never got anything from her. I even wished her a happy birthday, nothing. So finally she gets on the phone with me and it turns out that she had a really bad accident at home and shattered a few bones and got a pretty ugly scar and had to have surgery. And her jaw was wired shut for the last couple of months, which is why she didn't reach out. It had nothing to do with me. She felt very bad that she didn't let me know, but she was just in a really dark place. So all this time, I'm creating all of these stories in my head. And the reality of it was 99.9% of the time, it has nothing to do with us. One of my coaching clients recently also told me, I reached out to this agent, which is somebody that she works with. And I was sitting there going crazy because she didn't return my phone call. She didn't return my text. And like 3-4 days later, I still hadn't heard from her. So I just assumed that she doesn't like me. Turns out she had a baby. That's why she didn't return the call. Again, had nothing to do with my coaching client. We just have no idea what's going on in their life. So don't get discouraged. Okay. I know it feels like rejection, but it's really not. It really has to do with that people actually have other lives to live outside of just real estate, even though real estate is a big portion of our life. So when you start to get blue, when you start to feel like you're being rejected, when you start to feel like nobody likes you, just remember what I told you today. So like me on Facebook, Instagram, and definitely subscribe